the recording for the punk challenge. Cool. Hi everybody. So a while back, and admittedly a bit too long ago, have said that I wanted to do a punk challenge look, because that's what you guys voted for. Let's do that again. That wasn't a very good explanation. So hi guys, a while back on my Facebook page in the VIP group I'd mentioned a bunch of different looks, and you guys voted for what you wanted me to do, and what one was the punk challenge. Now admittedly I kind of ignored it for quite a while. Things kind of caught up with me and then I kind of lost inspiration, but a lot of things I've got out of the way now, and now we're here, so hopefully you guys will like it now that we're doing it. I'm kind of winging it, and I've got some inspiration up on the side, but I haven't really planned the look out itself, so we're just going to see how it goes. I'm not going to look very punky to start with, because I'm going to wear my headband to keep my hair out my face whilst I do this, so just one moment. Looks totally punk, doesn't it? So the first thing we're going to do is apply some BB cream. Normally the one that I've got, which is the BB Flawless by Younique in Honey, it's too dark for my skin normally, but generally speaking I have to I put on SPF before I go out when I have makeup on, and that makes my face very pale. This kind of balances it out, so I might look a bit darker than usual with this on by itself, but we're just going to put a bit of that on. I don't know how entertaining this is going to be because I haven't done a get ready with me before, so I'm just going to see how it goes. It might end up absolutely awful. And I am no master when it comes to makeup application. I am still definitely learning, and I've forgotten to put the ring light on, which probably would definitely help. So let's get that turned on, shall we? Oh look, so much brighter. Helps, doesn't it? Right, so there we go. That's much easier to see for me and probably for you. So we're just going to spread this evenly over the face. I've got a damp beauty blender that I'm using for this, and it's probably going to come up pretty dark on my face compared to usual, because like I was saying, normally I have the SPF underneath that kind of balances it out. Before I put makeup on, normally I would be doing my skincare routine, so the moisturize, the cleanse, the tone, the moisturizing, SPF if it's the morning, and then do my makeup on top of that. So let's just see if I can blend it a little into my neck, although I'm not too worried because I'm not actually going outside with this look, so it's not going to be the worst. So now that I've got a nice, like, roughly even base, I'm the kind of person who does eyes first, then face. So if that triggers you, I'm sorry, but that's how I do. So the next thing I'm going to do is put on a little bit of, and this is a really old bit I have. I'm in the work at the moment. I'm looking for a new concealer, but I currently use the Lacura stick. It's really old. It's in like shade 3, whatever that means, and I just put a bit of that under my eyes, get more of an even colour there. See, my skincare routine will help even out the darkness there a little bit, but it's not perfect. It's only skincare, it's not magic. I just blend that out a little bit as well. And then eyebrows next. I forgot. I do eyebrows next. Now you're gonna have to forgive my eyebrows in general. I'm kind of growing them out a little bit at the moment so I can reshape them. So they're just having a bit of a party. But the main thing I use, and most of the writing has come off. But I believe it was the Max Factor pen. It's like double-ended. It's got see when I'm using it, but it's got like this end here, which have like an angled tip, and then on the other end it's like a sponge to blend and fill. So I can't remember what it's called, and annoyingly it's all rubbed off. I'll make sure to post that somewhere after. What we're gonna do is just outline the brow. Now I tend to do like the inner edge here, here and here, and then underneath, and then what I'll do, you'll see in a minute, is use the sponge end to like dab and fill out. So you'll get to watch my stupid concentration thing. I look in my mirror down here. I'm gonna try, let's see if I can flip this so it's closer up to me so I don't have to bend as much, but then you guys can still see my dumb face. There you go. So I don't normally do it in this tiny little mirror, so this is probably going to be the worst brow I have ever done. But we're trying out this setup for you. I love you guys. As you can see, I'm just lining the bottom there. Tempting, at least. I just do it quite lightly, because I've got quite thick brows. I find that if I line too heavily, it kind of just, at least for this product, I'm going to try a different one next time, it kind of just sticks to the bottom of my hairs and you can see like blobs, which is not pretty, it's not what we're going for. So whilst I want defined brows, I do want them to look like I haven't drawn them on with a crayon. And then my eyebrows are a bit, as I said, I'm growing them out so I can reshape them. At the ends, they're kind of starting to have their own little party. So where I told you I don't line the top, at the moment I line the edges here, give them the shape I want. Just gonna do that quickly. Sorry, that required all my concentration, so apparently I couldn't talk at the same time. So the next bit for me is, and I didn't put primer on my eyebrows, but I do put setting powder. I find that if I put primer in there, the primer that I'm using at the moment at least, isn't really designed for in the eyebrows. It doesn't really like that. So I haven't got primer that is working overly well for brows just yet. Obviously I've got quite thick brows anyway, so it kind of just sticks and stays in the hair anyway, or at least that's what I find. So as you can see the little sponge, I'm just like dabbing and filling it out, and then what I'll do with my finger, because you know that fingers are our best tools. Why do we buy all these expensive makeup brushes and then just use our fingers? I'll never know, but what I do is I don't like the clean cut off look there, so I kind of just use my pinky finger and my finger and just like blend that out a little bit so it's not as harsh. So you're probably asking, why would I line it in the first place and then blend it out? I don't know, I find if I don't line it and then I try and go to near the edge and then just blend it, I get like a really weird line. I don't get it as neat, whereas if I draw it in and then wipe it away to blend it, I get like a much nicer line. So as you can see here, I've got some like hairs not following the nice line. Now normally I would have trimmed those down, but like the 5th time. I mean, take a shot for every time I've said this now, but I'm growing my eyebrows out, so they're a bit unruly. So what we're gonna do is just try and see if I can get them to stay where I want them to with my spoolie. Now, I can't find my spoolie. So I don't know if I left it downstairs, which would be the worst thing for me to do because it's the brush that I need the most. And I bet I have. Because I don't know if I'm being blind or if I am actually not finding the spoolie brush, but that's the life I live, is the life of someone who doesn't know what they're doing. That, or I put it in here because I'm a terrible human being. I doubt that I put it here though. When I say here, I've got like a box of just like everything in a really unorganized way. So I'm hoping I haven't just dumped it in there. I'm just gonna quickly check. You know, I prepped for this video. I know what I'm doing. You guys definitely aren't like, what the fuck is this human being doing with their life? Oh yeah, I did. I just threw it in the box of everything because I'm a horrible human being and I don't treat my brushes with respect. So if you were using like a gel or something to set your brows in place, you could use your spoolie to like them to follow the line a bit more and then trim. So I would normally flick up and then trim anything that's out of the line. But I don't know what I want my new shape to be exactly, so we're not going to trim, we're just going to try and get it to follow as much as possible and ignore the fact that this little bit here in my brow is having a party on its own. So whilst that, I think it was Max Factor in my Revolution, I don't really remember. Whilst this is quite a close colour match to me, I find that if I just have that, it's a tiny bit light, but the one that's darker is too dark. So I have a Body Shop palette. I believe it is Own Your Naturals eyeshadow palette, and on there is a brown. And this one, which is just ever so slightly darker than the one in the eyebrow pencil. So what I do is I take a bit of that on the artsy edge. Oh, it focused without me having to put my hand there. And just shape a bit more, fill it in, give it that slightly darker colour to make it more defined, especially towards the edge. And this is where, if you had a primer, it would be really helpful, but I forgot to prime, and I don't have a primer that works really nice in my brow. So we're not doing that. I bet this is a god-awful live. Well, it's fine, because no one is watching anyway. So I'm just going to chat away to myself and practice, and then put this up on YouTube, and then everyone can mock me in the comments. It's fine, because I'm practicing. We'll try, you can start somewhere. So I bring it pretty much all the way into the center, but not quite, because I don't want to, and then I just check that the fade is still kind of, the brow game isn't too strong in the middle, essentially. So check that. And my nails are awful right now, by the way. I'm going to be doing them soon, so too much. So I don't really use this palette for much else other than that one colour. There's some colours in there that would be really nice highlights if they left pigment nicely, but I found that I can't get the pigment to pull up on that palette. Maybe I'll do a review on the palette sometime, or a swatch or something in front of you guys. Nice. Maybe you're not interested in that, so I won't do it. So that is the brows, pretty much kind of as done as I need them. I'm not like 100% happy with them, but I'm not going to be until I reshape them. So I'm just going to accept that and move on with my life. So the next part is, make sure we're using the right brush. Right, you're going to mock me because I'm going to be using the wrong brushes. I accept constructive criticism. Laugh at me all you want. Please tell me which brushes, if I'm using them wrong, what they're for, and which ones would be better. Because I have a bunch, as you can see. I've got the James Charles face one. Got loads. And I'm trying my best to use the right brushes for the right thing, but it's a learning process. So be kind. Right, so what I normally do is with the James Charles, let's move this. I'm not gonna know the names. Do you guys care about the names? I'll try and find them out for you. So with James Charles Canvas, which if I lift it up, what? Is that one there? And with the Rimmel Magnif'eyes London Spice Edition, and I don't know what colour it is, it's just the second one on the palette. That one there. I kind of lay a base on my eyes to get them like an even tone, similar, basically a nude base. Nothing special whatsoever. All that though, because I nearly forgot. Again, I'm a horror. I don't know if you're supposed to use your fingers or what, but I just put my primer on with my fingers. I like smoosh it in. It might not be the best method, but you know, that's what I'm using. How's the silent stream? I bet it's really good. You love it. So I didn't quite get enough primer under my eye there. Probably wiping away all the concealer I put there. But we can always put it back if we want. Right, so that's kind of the eye area covered. What we're gonna do is I use the Rimmel. I don't know what shade it was because it doesn't have names, I don't think, from what I can tell. But that second shade in on that Rimmel palette, I kind of just lay all over my eyes. Good even spread of it. And it's very similar to my skin tone. I mean, not exactly the same, but it's very similar, so it's really easy for me to use as like a nice base that then when we're using transition colours it can like fade into. I've probably said like way too many times, but you know, that's what happens when you do a live for the first time. I did the unboxing, but it's less stressful because I just talk about what I'm pulling out of a box rather than trying to make stuff up on the spot. I do your makeup. I don't know, it depends where you live. You might live far away, in which case it'd be very difficult, but I can try. The internet is a magical. And then we're gonna do the other eye. I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole eye in this whole look because I can't decide how difficult this is gonna be. Probably reasonably difficult. I'm sure we'll find out. It'll be atrocious. You know, where you get like a perfect right eye and then you go to your left and then it looks like a child has like scribbled all over you. So we're just getting like a nice natural base, this shadow. I think I missed a bit here. I can't really tell because my light is there and my mirror is here, which sounds like a poor life choice really, but I couldn't figure out how to get it, so it was all in a space. I have a limited desk space, so that's my mission off camera, figure out how to do that. And then what I'll do is I'll take the canvas shade from the James Morphe palette that I showed you and just put that in the middle here. Now, it kind of acts as more of a reference than anywhere else for like the middle of my eye. It doesn't really make, obviously if you're going to cover, you're not doing a natural nude look and you're actually, like we're going to do like a punky look, so we're going to have loads of colour in certain areas packed in. I haven't really decided if I'm doing a cut look where it goes above and there's some natural showing through, which is why I'm doing natural at the moment because I'm indecisive. Or if I'm gonna do a full dramatic eye, but we'll find this out as we go along. So I've done a little natural base. So in my everyday makeup, I would probably put just a tiny bit of colour in the corners, like a deeper colour, and then just do a wing, and then a lip, and that's pretty much me done for my average day. You'll probably have seen on like my Instagram, my Facebook, pretty much every day I just have a black wing and red lips, and then my eyebrows done. That's it. You know, we're going for a dramatic look today. So, in a lot of my research, pink and like purple seems to be used a lot, and I saw yellow in one, but I don't really have any lipstick that's gonna go well with yellow, so we're gonna go with like the pinky purpley punky look. I don't have too many of those colours, so we're gonna improvise and see where it gets us. But I have quite a few blacks that we can blend in and whatnot, so it's gonna be a mixture, and I'll bring this palette up now, of those colours down in the corner here. I can't really tell my lefts and rights when I've got the camera on, but left for me, bottom left, and maybe some of the reds there to get more of a pinky look than a purpley look. And then I have that spice palette that I was talking about that has some like reddish brown colours in there that might be good colours for darkening up in the corners. So what we'll do first is pick what is our main colour going to be, and now I'm probably going to pick that. Let's figure out what name it was on the James Morphe palette, because it does have names. We're going to pick Love That, which is kind of like plummish colour, and we're going to put that down. I'm using the wrong brush, don't mock me. Using the wrong brush. I'm trying to find one that I've used that has similar colours, because I haven't washed my brushes yet. But it's not that, is it? We're gonna take Love That. We're gonna put it down. Now I can't do a cut crease yet, just because I don't have any proper concealer. A lot of these looks have kind of like either a half cut crease or like proper like nice defined lines that then smudge out. We're gonna try this with the makeup I have, but until I get those things it might be kind of difficult, and I'm hoping I won't go wrong because I don't have much makeup remover right now. I think I'm gonna have, there'll be makeup wipes. I hate makeup wipes normally, but in the Pip box that I subscribe to, which I'm gonna do an unboxing of tomorrow, I believe there's makeup wipes in there. So for the sake of, obviously it's a subscription box, you don't know what you're gonna get, I'm gonna use them and dispose of them responsibly. I wouldn't normally buy them. You might see me using those. I write these videos otherwise, and they might come in handy right now. And I'm just deciding how far to bring this into this corner. Obviously, I don't want to be bringing this bright bold color all the way in if I want this area lighter. And I'm just kind of trying to figure out from my source material which approach to take. Because some of them have like a really white into really dark, and some of them go for more of a halo eye where they've got like the lighter in the middle and then dark in each corner. Because I don't have a white eyeliner yet, like a liquid liner, I've got one on order. I've got the NYX white liquid liner on order. I've been told that's really good. I'm gonna go for more of the halo look and see if that ends up terrible on my eyes. So I am going to bring this all the way in, because I want to build up a dark colour that has this as like a base, rather than just blob black there and it look really flat. So there probably was no point in me putting all that nude down. I probably could have put it up here and not down here, but I'm just in the habit of like putting it everywhere. my concentration face. Now what I'm trying to do in the mirror is where my crease is, my natural crease. So if I look straight at the camera, I'm trying to bring it just above so that when I have my eye fully open, you can, I don't have a fully hooded eye or anything, but partially. So when I have an open eye, I'm bringing it so you can see it above the crease a little. But I'm not very good at that, so when I'm working with such a bold colour, I'm doing it right. And I can already tell that if I decide to edit this video, it is gonna be long. So I'm gonna leave, so I brought it slightly above in above my crease. You can just see. And then what I'll do is I'm not bringing it any higher because I'll have a transition colour to blend it out. Now in a lot of them, the reference images I have, they have a very strong brow. My brow game is not that strong. So they have like the proper like white concealer pull down look. What I'm going to do is bring the colour quite high to my brow and probably look like a clown, and put that white in to give, because they kind of create more of a straight edge rather than a round. They're gonna bring this out, and we're gonna bring this out like the corner of my brow to create a straight look, and then where I got gap between the pink and the brow, we're gonna put in a lighter color, but the color will go all the way to the brow. But we're gonna need more of like a transition color for that. As it's getting darker and darker, I'm realizing my choice of having the mirror to the left, to the right of the ring light, kind of awkward. So I'm definitely going to change that next time, but it's too late for that now. We've committed. So I'm just trying to get the rough shape by not putting any more shadow on the brush, but just kind of dragging. So you can see like it's darker here, and I'm dragging it to create the shape where I'm going to put in those transition colours. I don't want to put harsh colours in there just yet. I want to try and create the shape that they've created as best I can. And they have quite a bit of colour under the eye as well. They've got a very dramatic look. So in this kind of, I have very watery eyes as well, so I don't know how this is going to go, but we'll definitely see. Yo. You're watching me awkwardly doing my makeup with my mirror off to the side with my poor life choices. I also have like quite a strappy top on right now because I only just got my tattoo recently and it's still healing. So I'm trying to wear tops that don't like completely stick to it and make it even more itchy than it already is. You guys wanted to hear that growth stuff, right? That's the kind of loveliness everyone wants to hear. This isn't actually looking as bad as I thought. I have no idea if I'm going to do both eyes. I'm probably going to do one eye and then do the other eye off camera and then take a picture for the Instagram, because this is taking, I should have planned it out before, but it's too late. Okay, so now we want to take a darker colour, and if I lay the names on top, because I'm trying to be helpful, we're going to go with Escape, which is like this dark purple. Bye! And kind of just create like this darker effect in the crease area and the both corners, because we want to create that halo eye look. I'm gonna go back over it again with a black after, but I find that if you just go in with black, it's very flat, whereas if you have the colours underneath, it creates much more of a richer feel. So we're gonna just pop those in the corners and pull them through, and this is probably the wrong brush for this, but sue me, I ain't no guru, I don't know what I'm doing. And you can already see, like, it's created a much darker corner there. So we're just going to keep building that up. And I'm going to do it quite gradually because I haven't done this look before. And I don't want to ruin it. Probably not going to end up exactly as I intended anyway, but gradually build it up. I have a couple of reference images, but I'm using one in particular for like the main look, and then I'm gonna use there's another two where they've got quite a dramatic wing going on, and I'm gonna use that for the wing, but one particular reference for the eye itself. And the real question that I should be asking myself is Twitch the best place for me to be doing this? To be messing around with my makeup? Maybe, maybe not. I guess we'll find out. So I'm trying to make it not look too zombie-ish, because especially with these like purpley colours on my skin, because I'm not used to using them, sometimes I feel like it makes me look like I have like big tired eyes, like more like a zombie than elegant. But we're gonna go for more of, because it's punky, I'm trying to make sure I get that balance between it looking smudgy intentionally and smoky, and looking like I've just slapped stuff on my face and it's awful. So I'm bringing it all the way in the crease there because I want that to be quite defined. And then when I go over the black, I won't put it too much in the crease because I really want to give that halo eye kind of effect. We're just gonna pack it in a little more. There you go. As you can see, like, I'm trying to create, I can't do completely straight because I don't have the same eye shape as her, but it's kind of like straightish line. She's got a lower, I think it's a lower brow than me. At least the way she's drawn it on, she's got a lower brow than me, so we're not gonna go, I know I said we're gonna go all the way to the brow, and we will in most places, but where she's gone kind of a little bit smoky here, her brow is right here, so I think if I do this, if I bring it to the brow like hers is, it's just gonna look like I don't know how to do makeup, which is kind of true, but I try to pretend, I try to pass. Cool, so now what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna test out how dark that is. I don't want to use that. So we're going to use the black in the James Morphe palette, which is called, and everyone's just going to be telling me what it is because they already know what it is and I don't. Spooky. Don't know how I forgot that name. Sorry, I've got like this thing flapping around every time I want to check the colours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to initially use more of a packing brush, and I believe that's what they're called, like this, which is the M431 Morphe brush in the James Charles selection that you can buy. You can buy the brush by itself, but I have the child selection which it comes in. Get a couple of them. I'm gonna pack it in that kind of corner, in like the V area. Create a really dark corner there. This is where I realised I should have cleaned my mirror beforehand because it's splodge in it, which is super difficult. And now what you might find is I'm probably going to put a bit of black in and then realise that I haven't put the purple in far enough to create the darkness that I want. So we might do a bit more with the purple. But I'm just going to drag that out a little bit with this V brush, and then I'm going to go back in with the more blendy brush. But as I was saying, I really want to keep black in the corners to create that halo eye look, rather than bringing it all the way in the crease, so that it doesn't follow that whole crease line. I want that crease line to look, I wanted to create definition with the purple against the pink that I used, but I didn't want everything to go in there because then it won't be light enough. Now this bit here is a bit dark for me, so you can see how this is dark, but we've got a nice bit of purple around to shade it out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix between the Love That Purple shade and the, I'm lying to you, it's the other purple shade, between the Escape purple shade and the Spooky Black shade, and I'm just going to try and get a balance that I like, because at the moment I've got like a rough shape that isn't completely off, but the colour's just a little bit off. So I'm just going to switch between the two back and forth a little bit, just until I get the kind of colour that I want. And I might find that just by putting a bit of the Escape on top, blending it out a little bit, that I get what I want. But I don't know, because I haven't tried this look before. Who knows? What a surprise right now. And I'm pretty much going off camera, but my mirror's like right here. And I'm not blind, but like the kind of person that like really likes to see up close, even when like the mirror's on the closer setting of the two as well. So I don't know if that's because I'm rubbish or what, but how I live my life. So I'm kind of happy with that now. I've just kind of blended the purple up in here a little bit more and put a bit of purple over the top. What I'm gonna do is just put a tiny bit of black in the corner there and a tiny bit of black here again, just to give that defined into black, like solid black look. I'm gonna do that quick. A bit in the corner here. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. It's pretty dark, but we're in punk, so I think what I need to do, looking in the camera there, is you can see I've got like the halo to here, but it's pretty light. When I look straight at the camera, the way that I see halo eyes generally, for me, that work best, is to do it like you put your eyes centered to go this side of your eye and this side of your eye, and that's where your halo should kind of start and end, to create that more round eye look that the halo eye gives you. And it's not quite there. It's a bit too much pink, so we're going to blend that black and purple in a tiny bit more. I'm going to place some black down, and then I'm going to put that bit of escape back on top again to give it a less flat look, because I only want the really black in the corners. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. That black comes in a bit more. So I would normally then do the other eye. So I have some transition to do, but if I was doing both eyes, I would then probably try and get to this stage on this eye, and then I would start doing kind of the final touches. So what we're going to do is take a smaller brush than this one, my blendy brush I've been using, as I've been calling it, which is the M456. I'm going to go down to, if I can find the small one. I don't think I can. Watch me struggle, it's fine. This isn't the one that I'm looking for, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to use more of an angled brush. It's probably more of a concealery blush. It's like a flat. Let's just go for the one we used at the beginning, because I've already got pink on it. So I normally use a slightly smaller one to go close in the corners there, and then I'm going to go back to a smaller blending brush to get it out. She's gone very dark underneath there. I'm not used to doing that dark, but we're going to try it. I'm going to use those three colours again, those three main colours, which were the Love That, Spooky and Escape. So going with Escape first, and I did put a bit under there already. Just really get that colour in there using kind of the edge. And this is not the right brush, I'm sure. I'm probably supposed to be using a flat angled brush. But why would I do that? Why would I make my life easy for myself? So I would normally not do more than that, but because we're going for like this really full dark eye look, I'm going to have to bring the colour further down, because when I go in with the black, it's going to completely take it over. So we'll bring it slightly further down than I normally would. Quite straight there. Just going to try and straighten that up. Sorry, checking chat occasionally, because I think I've missed the first chat that went in. I feel bad in case they weren't there, they hear the answer. Okay, we create kind of that line, and now we're going to go in with the darker colours. So initially what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them all in quite lined, and then I'm going to blend them out. Probably it's best to blend each colour out as you do it, but no. That's right, I'm going quite off screen now. I'll try and stay somewhat in screen whilst I do this. Oh no. Okay, I lied. So where I laughed that I wasn't gonna do the thing where I blend each one out, I am. Because I can change my mind. Doing the boss move. I'm gonna take a tiny bit of the colour. See how it's quite dark now? We've got that kind of like proper full eye look, I don't normally go for those. And it kind of like softens up into something more smoky in the edge here. I say smoky. Blends out. And it isn't the best blend and tell look, is it? We'll try and put a bit more transition in there. But I ain't doing myself any favours by using this mirror down here. I'll clean it up before I take a picture, hopefully. We'll see how well that goes. It's right, I might only do one eye and just do one from this side. We're cheating heavily. It's fine. We're not going out, so it doesn't actually matter. Then we're going to take that black and we're just going to put a tiny bit of black. Right, and this is definitely where I'm supposed to be using an angled brush, but I already put black on this brush. We want to be bringing the black pretty close to the eye. And instead of using like the brush designed for it, I'm just using like the very tip of this brush. And I'm going to leave a tiny gap. So you see I brought the black to here and then I brought it here, and then I'm not going to bring it all the way in to kind of mirror that halo-ish look, although I haven't done it evenly down the middle, so you know. I'll try and wipe a little bit away of that and get it a bit more even, but I did not do it right, so we're gonna to correct it and see how that goes. But now that I've got the dark in there, it's probably not gonna be that easy, but it's fine. Any mistakes that make it messy, I'm just gonna be like, that's punk and do what I want. You see how I've kind of created that halo around this again. So I'm gonna put a little black in the edge here around this bit, because where that's where I've done it, it kind of went in and then back out, and that went pretty. Now we're going to work on the blending a little, because again I would normally do the other eye and then come back and do some of the transitional stuff. But when I'm doing the other eye, and it would also be when I've done the other eye, then I see them both and I'd be like, oh, these are the tweaks I'm going to make. Now I can see them all there. It's ever changing my mind. I'm going to try and get some of that blending in, so just dabbing a bit of colour on them, really softly going in circles to try and get a nice blend. I think it looks a lot harsher on the camera than it actually is. Ow! Oh, my mirror is really bad. It could be both. It could be both. It could be really bad on the camera, and my mirror is really bad. It's a perfect combination. We don't want to lose the halo effect, but we do want to have above that really nice smoky smooth transition between colours. The issue, you don't want to overblend, so there's no colour, it's just all like a blob. But I'm not going for that harsh, that crease line look, so we need to make sure our edges are blended. You see, it's a lot of a softer transition now. And that's all I'm doing, is taking that lighter colour and going over the edge there, where the creases, where the colours kind of transition. And at the bottom there, I'm not overly worried, and in this corner I kind of want that harsher look, especially when I'm going to put my liner in there and line it. so I'm not too worried about that being harsh. Now one thing I'm gonna do, because they have these pops of like white on a lot of the other material that I've used, but not so much on the one I'm using for this eye look. So I'm gonna try putting a pop of white in. Now she's got it here. We'll put a bit there, but I'm thinking of putting something here to really make the halo bit pop as well. Because either she's edited the photo, which is probable, or the pigment on hers is much more shimmery, so where this bit's coming through, it's really shimmering and giving that halo effect, whereas the colour I'm using is matte, it's not a shimmer. So we're gonna kind of create more of that shimmery colour by putting a lighter colour in. I'm gonna use a different and can't decide if we should go for. Sorry, I'm just looking down the palette. You can't see my face, but just deciding between, and I'll read the colours out to you because people who are familiar with the palette will know. We're deciding between Pinkity Dinkity, which is like a very light pink colour, but it's not shimmery, it's flat, but it's much more in line with this, or Sister or Literally. Now they're shimmery colours or metallics, I don't know if they're shimmer or metallic, but they're much more on the like orange pink than the purple pink. So what I think I'm gonna do, and we're gonna experiment, and this might go horribly wrong, is put a bit of the Pinkity Dinkity down to like blend in, and then just put a bit of Literally because it's more of a deep colour. We'll see if it matches. If it doesn't, we'll go a bit lighter and go with Sister. So let's see if this absolutely ruins everything I've done so far. That'll be fun. You see already it looks a bit different. I've got like more of a defined like fake shimmer there by putting the pink in, and it's just lightening up lightening up that middle bit of the halo. And then I do want that tiny bit of shimmer, so I'm just going to quickly test out on my hand the shimmery levels. Between them, I'm just put a bit of Pinkity Dinkity down. Then lay them on top and see which one is a closer match. You know what, I think I'm going to go for Sister, which is much more of a nudie pinky shimmer, but I think it'll be fine. Just using it for the shimmer, we're not using a lot of like, we're not packing it in for the actual light pigment in it. This is not the right brush to be doing this with, but the one I'm using. You see how we got a bit of a shimmer in there now, and it looks more like. So I'm happy with that. I don't know if you are, but I'm happy with it. So what we're gonna do is just fade out that line here up to the brow. What I'm gonna do is probably use a mixture of. There's like a word. I can word, I swear, but they fail me. We're probably going to use a bit of the Pinkity Dinkity and then use that to transition between Love That to the more canvassy unnamed nude colour from the other palette. So, bit of Pinkity on the brush. I don't use it Pinkity Dinkity that often, so I don't know. I'm not used to how it goes down, how much I have to like layer it. I guess we'll find out. And what I'm trying to do is gently bring it to where I've defined the brow line, not go past it. Don't want to really draw the brow. You see how I brought that right to that line by just very gently, not using the love that color, but on the edge using it and then pulling it up, and it's kind of dragged a bit of the darker color up and transitioned it into like up to the brow area. Now I said I wasn't gonna do the whole brow, but with the Pinkity Dinkity I haven't actually made it too dark. I ain't mad. And I'm just doing the inner eye there. See, I've brought it right around there. Now that might have been a mistake, but because I'm not used to doing proper full eyes like this, and I never know where to stop. Because you don't want to just like draw a harsh line there. Equally, I don't want to bring it all the way down my nose. So if I can get the right balance with chicken chat. Okay, cool. So we got the transition color there. I'm going to put a bit of a transition on this edge here, but then I'm going to keep this quite harsh here. So it's kind of going to go to here, and using the fading out a little bit, but then it remains quite harsh after that. So like, as you can see, it creates like a really big eye look and quite a round eye look. The halo eye and then the dramatic size. Kind of like one of those big go home looks. There you go. We've got like that whole camera where it's pulled away a bit too much of the escape, so I'm just going to put a bit of the escape back in there. A bit of love that back in there. Do the transition once more to make sure it's nice and smooth. There we go. So I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, I got a bit much there. So I was pretty happy with that until I looked at the camera and it looked much more spodgy than it does in person. It looks quite patchy there in the camera, but I assure you in person it doesn't look like it's that patchy. So I'm gonna leave it there, and then you guys are gonna hate me, but I can see it alive, and it's fine. So we have now kind of done the transition. We've done the main eye, we've done the main base color, we've created the halo look, and the transition color. So the next thing I would normally be doing is doing the liner. Now, I am really annoyed with my liner. I do not like the liner that I have. It doesn't go on very nicely on top of eyeshadow. If I'm not wearing eyeshadow, it goes down fine. It goes down fine on normal skin. But it comes out really dry on eyeshadow and it doesn't come out nicely. So I have to do like 3 techniques. So technique part 1 is grab a normal pencil liner. So at the moment I've been using the Younique Precision pencil in black. Can't focus. Do it. Kinda. There you go. It's upside down as well, which didn't help. But yeah, the Younique Moodstruck Precision pencil in black, which comes with like a little sharpener on the bottom. I'm just gonna quickly use because I realised I haven't sharpened it for a little while. I know you're gonna be like, Blasphemy. How dare you? I can't get that bottom off. I'm sure there's a sharpener in the bottom there, but I don't recall. But it doesn't matter too much because essentially what I do is I take this pencil, and I'll show you on this eye. I take the pencil and then I draw my rough line there. And then because I find that when I use the felt, I find it quite difficult to get that nice line that I want to follow. So I use this as my guideline, and then I'll use it on my waterline as well in a minute. And then words. Sorry, I looked at my reference images and then got completely sidetracked in my brain. So I use this as a guideline, then I'll go over my felt, but because my felt gets quite dry, I then go back over with a fine line brush and the Spooky Black from the palette, the James Charles palette. So I'll draw on the line that I want to follow. Almost pointless because it's so dark in that area. But it's like helps me when I draw on with the felt. And then what we you can see it there, look. Do that in. So all of them have like really eccentric lashes on the bottom that kind of stick down. So what we're going to do is we're going to create that with the liner because I don't have false lashes to do that. And see if it looks absolutely terrible. And if it does, then I'll just cry because I've spent all this time doing the eye makeup and ruined it in like 2 seconds. But I'm going to do that kind of dramatic look. Drawing on the guidelines. To see if I like the rough placement. I don't hate it. I normally do 3, but I'm just going to do 2 because I'm cautious that I don't want to absolutely wreck everything. Right, I've already created kind of like a blobby bit at the end there, so my guide pencil, which was a mistake. Which can be careful. I'm thinking of putting another one here, but I think it's supposed to be. Yeah, it's too close, I think, to the end, so it's gonna look a bit off on me, just a bit wrong. So we're not gonna do that. So now I take my felt, which is the Perfect Slim by Superliner L'Oreal Paris. Focus. I don't think it will. That is fine. You can trust me. It's the Perfect Slim by Superliner. And you can see there it's like a really slim edge, which is really nice. It creates a really nice line. It's just it's really dry and not really dark like I like it. So I'm ordering some NYX ones to give it a try. I've been recommended. So now I'm going to create the line all the way from there up into my guideline, and I'm going to go over these bits. And then what I'll do after, as once I created that whole line, I'm going to go over it with the Spooky thin line. Spooky with the thin brush. And then that'll pretty much be the eye look done. Other than, I mean, actually not really. We've got like liner on the waterline and mascara to do, and then the lips. And I don't know if I'm gonna do. I'll do a bit of face, I guess, since I've got the stuff out for it. So what we're gonna do? Carefully follow just above the lash line because we don't want it thick, chunky. So you can see I'm just drawing it along the line there. I'm not very talkative whilst doing it. Like, not do a complete wonky line. So with a I say better, it's a really harsh word, but with one that goes down better onto the eyeshadow, I would normally just do one line, but as you can see I'm having to go over it several times to make sure I'm getting the right line, not going down really dark on top of the shadow. And then where I've drawn in that line, I'm gonna bring it we've got kind of that liner in there now that you can kind of roughly see, but as I was saying, it's not that dark. So what we're going to do is we're going to redefine it. I'm going to do a little bit on these two to just get the proper shape that I want, and again we're going to define those two. Oh, I'll get the angle. We kind of got what they would normally do with lashes, several lashes. I'm just drawing on because I don't have the lashes. But I think it creates a cool effect. I'm just trying to make sure it neatly comes into the lash line. There you go. I've gone over with felt on all those items. And now we're going to take that really thin brush, which I'll give you the name of when I pick it back up again. Although I've probably thrown it somewhere now and lost it completely. This is the M250-1. Oh, you nearly focused. You nearly did it. I'm proud of you. There we go. Which is a little brush there. And we're going to take the spooky and then I'm just going to go over it to make it really nice and dark, and it will really pop. Although, to be honest, with all the black on there, it probably won't pop as much as usual. But it will define it a lot more than the felt liner has by itself. And some of you might be saying, why didn't you just do it with just the spooky in the first place? I find it quite difficult to get the line I want just by using this brush and Spooky. I have tried. So it's kind of like I'm doing multiple guidelines. So you know how I said I use the pencil to make the guideline for the wing before I went in with the felt. The felt is kind of also a guideline just because I have to go over it with the Spooky. You see how it's already looking much more defined. There you go. So because there's quite a lot of black of the Spooky in there, obviously it's not going to pop as much as if you had like a nude eye, but it's a lot. Oh no, I just got it on my cheek there. One sec, let's see if I can get this off without completely wrecking everything. And this is why I don't do my face until I finish my eyes, because I would have to redo my whole face every time. There you go, I've kind of gone over those. These are a bit chunkier than I'd like, but they're like that now. So we're gonna live with them. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm not 100% happy with the placement of those bottom ones, but they're there now. So let's see if I can make that one look a bit better, although I might have just made it look worse. I'm just gonna try and correct it a little bit because I think it looks a bit wonky. I don't know if that looks better or worse. Probably overcorrecting at this point. That's just my life. My whole life is me overcorrecting. I've tried to make the line a bit more even, but now I just have to go back over with Spooky again quick. So it's just as rich. The one beneath it. I'm happy with the line. It's a bit chunky at the end, but I'm happy with the line placement now. And then we're going to go more dramatic here. So let's go bolder here. So I'm liking the line created. I'm just going to get it coloured in now. So you see how I brought out the line a bit further? Make it a bolder statement. And then we'll again back with the Spooky. That actually placed down quite well though, so I didn't need much Spooky over that. So you kind of got this dramatic eye thing going on now. I'm just deciding if it's going to be over editing, and I think it is, so I'm not going to do it. So I'm quite happy with the eyeshadow now on this look. The only thing that I would normally do, but I'm not going to do because it's a halo eye, is put white in here. But I am going to put the shimmery edge in there that I normally would, and I use a Ringlight for that. Very lightly in that edge, and you can see where it's lighter in the camera. And we don't want that to bring that all the way up, we just want it on that edge there, and I brought it a bit too far across, so I'm just gonna take a bit of Pinkity and love that, and just it back a little bit. I don't want it there. There you go. I think it probably made no difference to you, but to me, it made all the difference. So there we go. We've got the eye. Now we are going to put a bit of the liner in, so I'm going to use that Younique Moodstruck Precision in black. But come on, you can do it. I believe in you can. I'm just gonna do that along my bottom waterline. Now I'm gonna, in a lot of the looks I saw they put white along that edge there. In the particular halo look they didn't, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do either end there in black and then the middle in white. It will end up grey, but that's fine because we don't want white. If I had the white liner, I'd go bigger with the white and do proper like white accents, but we don't have the white liner yet, so I don't have that capability. But I do have a just an old, I can't even read what brand it is, an old white eye pencil. So we're just gonna put a bit of white in there where that halo sits to create that halo look the whole way. Putting that in there, see? And then I'll go, and I'm going to put it in more than it needs to be, and then with the black, bring the black to where I actually want it to end, so it blends in a little bit. There you go. That's that. I would sometimes do the top line as well, but because I've got a lot of darkness there, I don't actually think it's too obvious that my lash line isn't done, but I will do the very corner. Lift my lash up. And do that corner there. So it doesn't make that much difference to you there, but it will make a bit more difference in person. Really make sure I get in that corner. There you go. And my eyes are gonna be watery now because my eyes are always watery. We have the main eye look, and now we are going to put a bit of setting powder on. So I put the setting powder on before I put mascara on, because otherwise the mascara just goes everywhere. So I currently do that with a beauty blender. I find it quite difficult to put the powder on my eye, the setting powder on my eyes with the powder brush, just because it gets in my eyes and my eyes are quite sensitive. So if I get like one droplet of this in my eye, I'll just end up having watery eyes all day, and that's not nice. So I get quite a bit on my beauty blender, and then on my brow, and then on my eye look, I'm just gonna lightly dab it. I don't need loads, and and I don't want to blend it out. I'm just lightly dabbing that powder over. You can see it looks powdery at the moment, but it will go away. But just taking, I'll show you what the brand of the powder is in a minute. Just taking that powder and placing it where I want everything to set. Cool. Got one more bit. Yeah. Cool. I put a bit of extra around here just because when I get watery sometimes it weeps and then it makes all that bit mess up, so I put a bit of extra there. So this powder is, I'll show you now. I've got loads of stuff on my hands now because I don't have any wipes with me. I'm wiping. This is the Younique Touch Behold translucent setting powder. So all the stuff that I've mentioned so far that's Younique based, other than the BB cream I got in that like set that I did the unboxing for. So if you want to specifically see anything, just take a look at that video and skim through. I didn't review anything in there. I still kind of getting used to the products so I can do the reviews, getting used to the formulas and stuff. But I do step through everything that you've got in that pack. So I have set everything and I'm going to put mascara on. So the mascara I'm going to use is Younique. I'm not going to use the 4D just because I haven't quite got the knack of the technique for that. But also my eyes are really watery. So I'm going to play it safe and use the Younique Moodstruck Epic Black Waterproof. Ooh, let's see if we can get this. Come on. So we're just going to put a bit of that on. And I think this look would definitely benefit from some false lashes, but my magnetic eyeliner for my magnetic lashes has pretty much run out. So I need to order some more of that before I can really make use of my proper false lashes. I'm just being really careful when doing this that I'm not pulling my lashes into my eyelids so that the makeup doesn't get onto it. So I've done my top lash line and now I'm going to do a bit on the bottom. There you go. So I don't need loads on the bottom, but because again it's quite a dramatic look, I'm putting a bit more than I normally would on. And I don't have lash colours. No, I didn't curl my lashes. Yes, I know I didn't. I forget. I need to order lash colours. There we go. So you have mascara on. It's kind of the main eye area done. Now if I wanted any touch-ups to my eyebrow after having blended that close to it, I would do that now, but I think it's fine. The only thing I'm going to quickly actually change is where I put that in there. I haven't, see how it just stops? I need to blend that line in a bit more. I'm just going to do that ever so carefully. There you go. That's better. I probably got mascara all over my brush now though, so I'm gonna have to make sure I really clean that one. I didn't get mascara all over my makeup though. That's always good. Is a fleck of something that I'm just gonna sort out because it's take me to there. Got rid of it. There was a fleck of white in my black liner there and I wasn't happy with that. So we've done the eye, now for the lips. So I tend to find that the lips seem to be quite dramatic. They're like a bright pink, a bright red, or like a really bright, really deep black. I don't have a black lipstick just yet. I think it would look really cool, but I don't have one. So the colours I've got to choose from is a sample that I got of a Givenchy in La Rose, which is in this colour, which I think will complement this quite nicely, but I haven't used it before, so if that goes terribly wrong, I've got my staple, the Body Shop New Orleans Scarlet colour, and then a lip liner that's not actually matched to that but matches. So we're going to try this Givenchy one first. I do actually have, let's see, a Younique one too, which is very bright, but like slightly less pink, so I have that one as a backup as well because I know that, and I didn't put that on the wrong way and ruined the top of that lipstick tiny bit. This is a lot deeper and we're going to go for like a really bold colour, I feel, so we're going to try this. So some people put concealer on, make it pop more, and obviously benefit from having a lip liner, a proper clean look, but I don't have a lip liner for this shade because I was just using this shade as a sample. I'm just going to try to be really neat. I'm not hating that. I don't think it's quite as bold as their lip looks. What we might do is try and put a bit of red on top and then put this back on. Get a deeper dramatic look. There you go, it's quite a good like complementary colour to the colours I've been using, even if I put it on quite badly. I'm not sure if it's really bold enough for that punky look we're going for, so what I'm going to do is put a bit of this red down to try and deepen the look a bit, and if it works then I might line it with the liner as well. So I still want that pink more than the red, so here you go. Rub that in a bit, and then we're going to go back over with the pink and see if it plays nicely. Oh, I am ruining. I think that's a much bolder version of the pink now. It's not as bold as I'd like, but I don't have that really deep, bold pink lipstick. So I'm just going to try and clean the edge up with a bit of tissue. Just because I don't have the liner there. Obviously, I'm not going to get a perfect line with doing it this way. I'm just gonna clean off all the smudges. I only need one side to look good anyway, so I'm gonna take a picture from this side. So there we go, we've got like a bright pink lip and a funky eye. I would love this to be a bit darker. I just don't have, actually I might have one. Saying that, ideas, let's see if I have it in here. I do have one lipstick that is like a darker pink, pinky purple. This one. Let's see if maybe this one works a bit better. Cleaned it all off and now I'm slathering it back on really slowly. This is not the way to do lipstick, by the way. And again, this is where I do my face mask. Ooh. So that's much of a deeper colour, much more kind of what I was looking for to make it feel a bit more punky. Obviously, if I had what I could try, and I don't know if it's worth trying, is like an ombre, but I don't think this liner is dark enough to create that kind of ombre effect. I do have one though that might be a good fit for that. I'm just gonna have a quick check to see if it's somewhere easy to get to. Aha. So we're gonna try a bit of an ombre lip to make it a bit more punky. I never normally overline my lips, but because I'm going for that really punky, strong eye and lip look, I'm gonna give it a try. And if it looks bad, I can just wipe it off and pretend this was just an eye challenge. Now I've done the really rudimentary liner, I'm going to try and blend the two colours in to create that ombre effect. So I'm not hating this ombre look. Not loving it, but not hating it. But you can kind of see the intention. I'll clean up some of the lines a bit quick because I'll not do that 100% nicely. So I'm just going to go in once more with that darker brown pen, just to put in the bits where some of them were too overlined, where I have now rubbed it away. There we go. So we're gonna pretend this eye's done. Yes, let's let the hair down. Have that punky hair look. And then there we go. This is the punk look that I've come up with following the challenge that you guys sent me. I'll take some pictures of the final look. What I could do is put in some like bronzer and whatnot around the edges, but I feel like in a lot of the pictures I'm looking at, they don't really have heavy bronzer or blusher. They keep quite pale. Let me know if you think that's the best approach to take, or if you think like a really dramatic bit of bronzy contour would look really good with this look. But thank you and goodbye for now.